No, yeah, no.
Hey, y'all. I've been having some fun on the laptop lately. Finally downloaded hashtag Sonic World 9 from at Sonic World DX's website. I also found this on YouTube, successfully downloaded and installed it as well, along with a few other choice character mods. YouTube link. The original version of this mod created by hashtag soooo and hashtag sacti is downloadable here. Link. And I also had a bit of fun in personally updating my bio in the mod. That file can be downloaded here. Link. To note, I'm able to jump as high as Sonic, so the original jump height number got updated in the file as well. I thank hashtag soooo and hashtag sactree for making this mod. I'd also love it if they made a mod of Rosie, Mama ChrisChan Sonichu form and Magi-chan as well. We, here, are more than happy to personally provide to them authentic voice clips for the mods. Also, shame I can't find a mod of Jamie Rose at this time. There was link in one of hashtag Tails and Sonic Pals videos, but the file that was there got deleted. Now here's a at Nintendo America, comma, at Sega, and at CPU_Sonichu. Combo you may or may not see every day. Odyssey Mario mod available near the bottom of the mod download page 1 on at Sonic World DX's website. Here, dude, listen and heed well. At Marine59. Also, at Marine59. Why did you block me? You asked for our input, don't disrespect us like that, dude. Here, dude, listen and heed well. At Marine59. I was just wondering what it felt like to be a female creator to block you. Gotta say, it felt pretty good. And don't talk down to me about disrespecting people, you utter ass.
Hey everybody, Sonichu here, still in Mama ChrisChan's body for over 7 months now, and in this particular recording, I'm going to be taking a look at a rough draft of a fanfic, or possibly a retelling of a past event. And anyway, it's based on Mama's real life event, you know, finding Bionic the Hedgehog back in the high school days and so forth. But anyway, I felt like this thing needed personal critiquing. And I just feel like I could do it over multiple number of tweets or the comments. Anyway, I found it on Twitter. Anyway, so this is from the Crimson Libertarian at HMarine59. That's on Twitter. So so this is kind of like an opening draft of his fanfic called My Friend Sonichu, based on the life and works of... She doesn't go by Christian anymore. She goes by Christine, alright? Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu is her full name. You might want to fix that. Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu. Alright? High school, November 13th, 1996. Thursday. Dude, look at the calendar for this. Hope you looked at the calendar for this. You better double check. November 13th, 96. The Manchester High School basketball team practiced in the gymnasium for the up-and-coming Friday night game. Do you look at the schedule for that year? Around that weekend? Oh, hey, between Nov and you got 2 spaces. Nice job overusing that space there. Transition shot over to the bleachers and stopped on the guy in one of the sideline benches. The guy? I guess past tense. Sitting on the bench wearing a sweatshirt displaying the Manchester High School Lancers team emblem is the somewhat overweight, even at that age, water boy. Chris. Yeah. Known as Christian back then, but she was not overweight at all. She was actually of slender, slim body type. She was not overweight, she was not fat, remove that word, is the slender, even at that age, water boy Chris. Alright? So there's your first edit right there. Of his video game characters, his favorite video game characters. I would say for the institution of this, she was actually reading a Fear Street novel from R.L. Stein. That's what she was doing at the time. Although, I mean, yeah, you're basing it off of the event that happened in the book. But obviously, when she was reading that Fear Street book, looking in the lockers, and that's how she found Bionic. And you're just meshing here for this fanfic. I wouldn't say it turns to retro 16-bit, especially for the context of this. It would turn into like a more realistic viewpoint of the area of which was located on. It's like, the actual grass of the upcoming thing, which I'll read about in just a moment. So, I mean, it doesn't look 16-bit gamey. It's, like you see in an animation, a cartoon, or like, CG brought to life type of thing. Anyway, I wonder who this could be. Yeah. Sonic books it across the landscape, leaving a trail of 16-bit dust in his stride. Not 16-bit dust, actual dust, like, just literal dust, like you would see in real life, because he's actually kicking up dust and dirt. Hello? Okay. Here is a definite grammar error. He, us, through hoops. Us? It should be goes. He goes through hoops, gathers rings, and defeats some badniks along the way, releasing their animal controllers. The team goes over to see if he's okay, and Chris begins to spastically cry out like an autistic baby. The autistic baby. Don't insult Mama like that. Don't insult her like that. You could say Chris begins to spastically cry. Just leave out the like the autistic baby he is. And Chris nods, stands to go to the boys' locker room. Just to clarify, Mama didn't technically change clothes. She pretty much wore what she wore throughout the day as normal. I mean, it's not like she had a basketball outfit to change into. Neither did she change into her gym shirt and shorts, her gym clothes, okay? Not during the basketball practice, because, just doing their job as manager, okay? Her job as manager. You could just say giving a sigh, not giving an autistic sigh, giving a sigh. You don't need the autistic adjective. Giving a sigh. Giving a sigh, he shuts the locker door. Chris is then startled and lets out an autistic screech. Lets out a screech. A screech. Remove the autistic. Lets out a screech of fear. In the process of screaming and defecating on his own. You do not need that last part. In the process of screaming, Chris hits his head on the locker door by accident and falls to locker room 4. I'm looking at you again. Defecating on himself. I'll punch you in the face for that! Okay, this is where I'm definitely going to give you some more commentary on. Alright, so in this instance, Bionic would introduce himself. I mean, I'm going to just pretty much play Amnesia for the purposes of play that Bionic has Amnesia for the purposes of this fanfic. But in this case, it would have been like Bionic came in from the other dimension where he was in after he had become long lost from Sonic. Alright? And had gone into the basketball dimension where he, and all that, just as Mama said when she wrote that story about Bionic. I mean, even upon retrospect, I can see upon the realization of that could use some improvement, but what are you gonna do? At least Bionic does have an interest in mechanical engineering and basketball. Does very well at basketball. So in this case, it'd be like, you know, just for the purposes of this fanfic, it's like, let's just say Bionic suddenly had amnesia from suddenly coming from the dimension he was in, the alternate dimension he was in earlier with the alien type creatures and basketball and mechanical opportunities and all that. So let's go from there. So, and alright, so on this note, that I mean, sure, you could say that that Chris ended up having to just spell it out for Bionic at this point, but in reality, it's just, you know, it would have been an instant mind link, just on the instinct. Mama would have literally just within milliseconds read Bionic's mind and gotten a general idea of everything. And pulled the remaining answers literally from the cosmos and everything of all that instance. So in this instance, you're just like, what? Not really just doing that. You're saying she's pointing out thin air, but nope, she's accessing the cosmos and Bionic's subconscious memories. All right, that's what we're doing. That's what's going on here. I mean, sure, you could also play out that Mom was not yet learning about her abilities at that time, so yeah, there's all that. Anyway, oh, what's my place? All right, here we go. God, that he's actually good at basketball, so I won't be caught out on his bullshit. I feel like that ought to be Chris escorted Bionic to the gymnasium and hope to God that he's actually good at basketball and is right on finding that out. You're not calling out bullshit. There's no bullshit to be called out. It's fact. Alright? So that was a stupid statement to make. But in a series of three-pointers making shot after shot after shot, it turns out the little orange... Not a bastard! You're not a bastard! Don't say bastard! It turns out the little orange hedgehog knows how to shoot. Alright? Let's take these items seriously. I'm giving them to you. Alright. Almost like when Chris introduced a suggestion to Bionic, it became reality because it was reality beforehand. Duh. Alright, now on this note, it's like you could call this a viewing from 1218 into C197. You could say it like that for this instance, alright? And it's like, you know, Mama Chris at this time was one of the very few who could initially see that. Obviously with Joseph Herring here, so yeah. It's not like he doesn't say, hey Chandler, he says, hey Chris. Hey. Chris looks back to find that Bionic has disappeared with only a basketball laying on the laminated floor. Yeah, but in this instance, Bionic clearly interacted, he had just interacted with the basketball. So, yeah, at this point, he was like partially visible to everybody, to Mama Chris and to everybody around her. So in that one instance, Joe would have literally seen him, alright, for a split second, but at that point, yeah, since Bionic was still learning about himself at the time, yeah, he would have the instinct of running away from Joseph in the situation. So yeah, that's the reason. Alright, so anyway, so that's my 2 bolts. You could do better on this, Crimson Libertarian. You could do better on this. Take everything I said and apply it to your writing, alright? Anyway, thank you for sharing this, and have a good day. Be safe. Thank you.
Being a psychic type. Would Magi-chan have a phobia or fear of bugs? At CPU_Sonichu. At Magi-chan 111,448. Does not have a fear of bugs. Please Christine, give me the perfect boyfriend. Ah, he is perfect. You know I'm 5 years old, right? Like I said, perfect. It is just a funny haha. At CPU_Sonichu. I'm conflicted on how to feel about this. On the one hand, nice portrayal of Mama ChrisChan in a deity role. On the other, the dude said he was 5 years old. Kinda ruins it. Chris responding to someone with regards to their mental health. That is a pain. Believe me, I've been feeling the cosmic effects and events lately. I'm sensing you and Silver, at least, are getting wind of the upcoming crucial event that involves the destined chroniclers / creators of this dimension. Stay strong, you are not alone. Without saying their name, who is your favorite Pokemon? At CPU_Sonichu. Quick as lightning, yellow, wears cool kicks, its Pokédex number is the same as the birth year of someone a lot of people know, -1000, and in the wild can be observed individually, or in their herds. They were ever so hard to catch, even with a fast ball or quick ball. At Bulma Bunny Girl. Sonic Point Eggs the musical vertical bar ready as I'll ever be. At CPU_Sonichu. I just watched that animation, very good job. It was both literally haunting and inspiring. I appreciate that you showed 4 perspectives in all, so it's 3/4 positive. Should have included our Og Sonic on Sal's side, but that's your choice. Also, did you know there is a mod of me, Sonichu, for Sonic World? I would be more than happy to play with y'all in a collab vid. I'd even do a DeviantArt viewing. It goes without saying how meta we are. I can even bring Rosie on. Shame there isn't a Rosie Rosachu mod for the game yet. Maybe by the time the video gets uploaded. She would love to play and commentate as well. But she would not play as Amy, though. Only Rosie can wield lightning bolts as a whip, sword, or whatever. This sketch is cute and cool, but I feel like I need to put in my 2 bolts in constructive criticism. The addressing of his proper gender is appreciated, and I can kinda gather at the bulge. Not necessary to have the bulge drawn, but it's your choice. But between the outfit and the quill style, it shifts to a feminine style, and I feel that is better directed at fan art of Magi-chan's genderban self counterpart, Lady Maggie Sonichu. So, you have a couple of options. Retract the quill length and style to normal, make it look more masculine, like Magi-chan point. Or, you may keep it as it is, but remove the bulge. Make the tail female Sonichu style with the heart shape end. Add the eyelashes. Call it a fan art of Maggie Sonichu. Just my 2 bolts, and then some, but I felt it was appropriate for your situation and sketch. Thank you for sharing. At Hellenic Firenza. Stop tagging the fake Sonichu. Angelica. At Ruby 64,723,133. I am. At Hellenic Firenza. This is not the goddess or Sonichu. Read the tweets and you will see, unless you are a troll. At CPU_Sonichu. That is correct, I have personally reported them as well. First 2 tweets spoil the first 2 episodes of the new Animaniacs. Only thing to note. None of the Warners were lost, they continued living on. Here's another from #THEBRAIN during the 1950s. A real doozy. Coffee with mayonnaise and canned ham. I've manifested a cup of black coffee, added a dollop of mayo, and poured a bit of ham. The taste combination is definitely one that this body can't handle. Maybe hashtag Gonzo can. Today, on hashtag Masterpiece Theater, a Sonichu runs 770 miles per hour from hashtag Charlottesville, Virginia at 10:55 a.m. westward. A Rosachu runs 655 miles per hour from hashtag San Francisco, California at 7:55 a.m. PST. Straight line from either point, which city, state and at what time, there, do they meet? Oh, and the Rosachu from California is running eastward. My bad for leaving that out. Here's an #ANIMANIACS meme everyone can get on board for themselves. Respond to brain, hey, are you pondering what I'm pondering? For yourselves, fill in the blank, I think so, brain. But, me personally, here's one I ended up making up a few nights ago with this brain. I think so, brain. But where will the fish go after Arbor Day? I checked, and that one was never used in either series, old or present. At Savage Spoderman. At CPU_Sonichu. Do you like Twilight? And if so, where does it fit within the dimensions? Would regular people be able to become vampires? At CPU_Sonichu. The movies are okay. That's a distant thing in C197. Not many want to become vampires, and cures for that to become normal again are available. At Savage Spoderman. Incredible, would those who chose to remain vampires be persecuted, or would they be allowed to live among their own in sanctuaries? I only ask, because we are making plans for after the merge begins on what our next move would be. At CPU_Sonichu. They get to live with their own, or as they will, but there are strict restrictions in place. The bite has to be consensual. Take up tomato juice consumption in place. That is the common practice with the vampire types. At sellout_club. At CPU_Sonichu. I'm not exactly sure how to go about explaining this to you, but I just recovered from 2 nights in a row where I could not move my body, and I felt an intense, burning heat throughout the entirety of me. I could feel it down to my bones. It was like a great firestorm raging inside of me, and I felt a voice calling out to me, urging me to control it. I understand that you are most likely more qualified than I. Help me learn to control the flames that built up inside of me for 2 nights, please. I'm aware that you have a deep understanding of powers and whatnot, and I want to learn to control mine. Should I DM you for further assistance? At CPU_Sonichu. Follow your instincts, wisdom and common sense. Your body has been reacting to an event that is resonant with you. Only you can look into your visions in meditation to do what you will and need to reawaken your abilities. At sellout_club. I'm sorry if I sound stupid right now, but I don't actually know how to meditate. I've tried in the past, but it resulted in nothing. Perhaps I was doing it incorrectly. I'm very determined to learn how to use this power, and would be most grateful if you could explain somehow. At Brimmer_1105. Rosachu still got this though. At CPU_Sonichu. No, she had to have that removed in early 2008 day, at least she still has her womanly parts. At Peacha Paladin. Has Rosie always had cheek pouches? At CPU_Sonichu. They were dormant for years, but over the past couple of years slowly, they became more and more prominent, yes. Rosie Rosachu has always had her cheek pouches. At SMALLSTARBOY. Happy Thanksgiving. At CPU_Sonichu. Dude, that's not funny. At Smelsterboy. But he's a cute little roasted turkey. At CPU_Sonichu. What if someone drew you as dead and well cooked? Show some empathy for us animal kind. There's a reason why Beast Boy's a vegetarian. Dude's got great empathy, I can tell you that. Hey. I want you all to just read all of this and listen up, because I, Sonichu Prime, have a lot to talk about right now. Firstly, I'm reading a Puskin 789's fanfics, and, hoo boy, do I have my fair share of grief against him, but moreover on all of the haters in this dimension. Who have been talking nothing but smack against our one and only Ogok of all Oks, Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu. You all are stuck on past, outdated notions and ideals that she has literally personally repented, felt bad in doing, and moved on for the most part. Chris is not a freaking narcissist that you lot make her out to be. She does not objectify women or whoever else. She used to, sure, but that was years ago. She has grown up and matured since then. She is not a freaking man-child that you all want to hold in your memories. That is bull. And in response, Chris actually appreciates all of the amendments, including everyone having rights to bear arms. And she always has been for universal health care for everyone, including Obamacare. Sure, you all think someone like #Billy Mays would make for a good leader, but I got news for you all. In the few short months he was mayor of Quackville, he was a major do-nothing, and had nothing in his brain about politics. And there are such things as electoral votes within the offices. It is not freaking 5,000 to 1. Freaking kangaroo point. And Chris is not freaking fat. She has slimmed down, and she has breasts, which, let's face facts, all boobs are blobs of fat, but they exist, regardless of gender. Whoop-dee-doo. And another thing, do you all know when was the actual last time Chris went out looking for a sweetheart? Yes. The last one and over with was that freaking fat fetish troll. Ever since, she has not sought anyone, and her mind has not been on sex for most of nearly a decade. Why the hell do all of you humans focus so much on freaking sex and all of the negative things within that, and force those labels onto others? Stop projecting yourselves and your fetishes onto others. That is just plain dumb. Nobody wants that. Another thing, the dimension merge. Do you all seriously think everyone is going to be teleported to one city in a single state and expected to live there? No. That's asinine. Everyone will stay where they are during the time of the dimension merge flash. Also, Equestria will remain in its subdimension area that can still be accessed by the portals. It is not going to freaking relocate from the East Coast to South Park, Colorado. How stupid is that? And Celestia, Luna, Cadence, Twilight and the other alicorns are not going to ever be on that chopping block with any politicians. That only applies to those on the earth who are humans. Lightning Quartz, Earth Pony / Alicon. You all expect him to be a leader? He is literally not the type. Let's take a moment to bring up Evan George, that ungrateful hater troll. He may have discovered Sonichu, Simon, not Simonla, but as Sonichu was still actually a sibling with Simonla, it is still valid. It is not a freaking uninspired copy-paste, slight remodify and regendering. They both already were existing long before either Evan or Chris discovered either of them, and they both called their physical appearances and features as they saw them. Now, Simonla's and Wald's daughter, Sandy. She is not bloodthirsty or epic violent. She is more tame than that, and has good self-control. That one time that Chris in this dimension ended up chronicling, they had good reasons, as those haters nearly killed her mom. It's still just as traumatizing. And while Sonichu does not have a country bumpkin accent, his voice and accent is the same as Peter Quinn of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Which can sequence well into the next topic, the relationship and workload share between Rosie and I, Sonichu Prime, literally have done more than half of the chores around the house during the free time, when we are not out defending the city and whatnot. I clean up the entire house with the vacuum, I do the dishes, I even cook, and the food is delicious. And Rosie is not a sex object. That BDSM thing in book 9 was her idea. I did not put her up to it at all. It was a fun experiment between her and I, nothing more. And as Chris did end up chronicling in book 15, and others, I actually listen well when talking with Rosie about our problems. I help her with her feelings and frustrations, and boy did we both have frustrations over the recent months, since we were near yet so far between dimension. She felt lonely, as did I, but now she is here in this dimension with me, fully, safely, and well with her body. I still need to get myself, and this body took Woodville, true, but that return portal is still very difficult to manifest from this side of the Iron Curtain, and Jacob Sockness and his cronies are completely unable to manifest one, either. Changing topics a bit, I'll tell you all some true stories that will fill some of those plot holes in the books. After that battle at the mall in Book 0, Kel, Rosie and I journeyed for nearly a year together in training. Rosie ended up find her powers and abilities again, and she can run max speeds. She is not powerless, she never was. She just didn't know better for a while. After we returned to Woodville, it was time for Rosie and I to move into our new abode. Kel continued on her journey and checked in with Rosie from time to time via emails, texts and phone calls. Kel has continued to do very well in earning every single gym badge for herself and her crew. And for the first couple of years, since our return to Woodville, Rosie and I were readjusting, and she still had some trouble with her abilities and powers, but she has been practicing and further training herself hard, and with ChrisChan's help as well. I have been helping coach her along the way as well, but she put in the test work of and rediscovering herself. So, yeah, our relationship over the years has been mutual 50-50 give and take, and all that, not selfish bullcrap like all of you seem to think. Off note, we have fire departments in Woodville. Bubbles is not the fire department, again, that's Assassinine. And ChrisChan never dozed off, or was lazy in her work over her time as mayor and defender of Woodville at all. She has worked very diligently and hard on her decision making and political tasks, in addition to the heroic duties as well. Yeah, the sweetheart search, that was still a thing with her, but she always failed because of the chronicler clause Chris employed retroactively in 2018. And ChrisChan lost interest in the sweetheart search after 2010, when she literally and magically transformed fully and permanently from male body to female body, with all of the parts and very little body hair on her human form. And during the times and years that have not yet been chronicled in your dimension, here, we all have continued on and working hard, meeting more and more of the others who lived on our Earth in C197, and continued to grow, mature and develop as individuals. Something that, apparently, a lot of you humans in this dimension just cannot seem to grasp, or do for yourselves, so you project that recklessly upon ChrisChan. Speaking of our dimension once again, Apuscan 987 ended up not accessing C197 in his fanfics. He accessed another distant dimension, different from C197, where there, everything is just as all of you haters perceived of us, but we are not. And that merge was between 1218 and that dimension, and SNT was taken away from C197, and so were the rest of us. Fortunately, it ended up becoming completely undone, but our memories still meshed with our respective self-counterparts there, and that was no fun. One last thing I want to point out about all of you bad trolls and hater types, including Apuscan himself, I'm just as surprised as all of you that Chris, in all of her wisdom, she is literally intelligent and bright, never call her dumb or stupid again, still cares about all of you alongside the remainder of the population in this dimension, who are the opposite of you lot. She sees the remaining benefits and genuine deep good in all of you. She is not dense or blind to all of y'all's faults, but the respect is there. Also, post-merge, the world will not be a ChrisChan-run world. Christine literally works with all of the other deities, and they all have priority governing and protection over their nations and domains, respectively. A mayor is still present in Woodville for the lower political activities, but since we have a literal goddess with our og Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, and while she participates in the politics, she mainly works hard in greater laws, helping the citizens, city and nation improvements, and all of that, same as not IR or that we're doing last station and low-E, and all of the other cross-national aid and work as well, diplomacies, included. Sigh, not sign, as Opus would spell it, but I've let out all of my frustrations for the time being. I pray to ChrisChan and all of the other deities all of you will actually offer a lot less hatred and misjudgment upon her, and the rest of us, and the dimension merge, and a lot more kindness and understanding. Sonichu.p.s. You may retweet all of that above, or whatever. With all of the haters hazers in this dimension, I feel like you all do not deserve the gods and goddesses, including ChrisChan Sonichu, herself, that have been helping and guiding all of you over all of this time. Also to add, in regards to our music, literature, video entertainment and so on, Inkwoodsville, it is not limited. The media we have is not only local and favorited, but also imported, exported, and a whole bunch that you all have here, and everything else we have in our world, from all around the world, and even throughout the universe. To go touting that on every channel in Inkwoodsville, it's the Chandler show, or nothing but I so need a cute girls playing on the radio 24/7. That is not the case. We have universe-wide variety. Hey, y'all. I'm going to ask a simple question, and I want only sincere answers, and absolutely no hatred or one-worded comments. Alright. Inkwoodsville is not a linear city, it is large and diverse. What of the city of Inkwoodsville, based on the map Christine drew up, is so linear? Oh, sure, this is the theme song for the show that aired in Inkwoodsville in Dimension N641 that hashtag Opuscan 987 forced our SNT to travel to, and the rest of us to temporarily merge with. That was a nightmare version. I have mentioned that I'm sick of all of you misinterpreting us,